Hi guys, it's Brandon here from Beacon. We're down in Canterbury, beautiful day, and we've got some honeybees up in the roof of a council-owned building. So just want to have a quick chat with you about why you should never leave the bees. So the incident that happened here was the bees have been here for about 6 years or so. The tenants on the ground floor, her children came out, stepped on one of the bees, got stung and went into anaphylactic shock. Had to be rushed to hospital, and it became quite a serious case. Her son then got stung multiple times and he started to have swelling around his foot and his ankles.
The children was playing outside. Elsie walked outside with no shoes on. She literally stepped on a bee on her toe and it stung her. I scooped her up, took her in to get the sting out, and then noticed a rash coming all up her body. She was holding her throat. It was swelling up, so I called an ambulance and they said it was an anaphylactic shock. So I had to get her treatment and hopefully stay away from them now so it never happens again. Obviously, when the bees come, it's every June, I'd say. So from then we can't have any windows or doors open, which obviously in the heat isn't nice. You should be allowed to just have your windows open, air the place through. Obviously the children can't go in their own garden, so we're literally cooped up or have to go out somewhere for the day. When the children have got their own swimming pool and hot tubs and stuff in the garden, we're just unable to use it all because we're not allowed, for say, in our own garden, because we're literally prisoners because of these bees.
Again, a reason why you should never just leave the bees where they are. They will grow, they will get bigger, and they get very big very quickly. So the bigger they are, the more they're going to swarm. And the more bees you're going to have around the area, the higher the chance of one of your tenants being stung. Now, if that tenant obviously goes into anaphylactic shock, it could be quite a serious thing to deal with. So the best thing for this is to get rid of the bees and do the prevention work to stop the bees coming back. And that's where we come in. So us at Beacon, we pride ourselves on safely removing bees from building fabrics such as chimneys, walls, roofs, wherever the bees are, you name it, we can do it. So in this case, the bees, as you can see, are up going through the soffit and into the roof space. They have created quite a lot of damage already. We've already got one side of the soffit that has come off. And because of the high heat that the bees are causing in there, there's going to be a lot of moisture in that area. So that'll be seeping into the timber works, which can start affecting the timber. So you start getting timber rot. You could have woodworm get in there. It's a perfect environment for something to go wrong. So again, you've got to get the bees out. Now, where we get them out, we do a physical live extraction. So we physically remove the building fabric so that we can gain access to the comb and the honey and the bees. And then we remove the bees, remove the comb out of the area. We clean up the area as much as we can. And then we put the building fabric back. Now that is the big difference between using a beekeeper and using us at Beacon. All right, we are specialists in this area in both the removal of the bees and putting the building fabric back, as well as doing the proofing work to stop any future bees coming back to the area. All right, there's multiple methods that we use where a beekeeper doesn't necessarily have all the skills in order to put the building fabric back. He might only be able to remove the bees. Now there's multiple ways that beekeepers use, such as trap outs, which they'll put a box up and try and trap the bees out of the hive to try and get the queen to come out. It's based on our experience, it's not very successful. We find the best method is a physical removal. Now there are things that are involved, such as, because in this case we're working at height, we would need scaffolding going around the area so that we can access the point of where the bees are. Now, a beekeeper isn't necessarily going to go up scaffold because he won't be covered by things like insurance or anything like that. So one of the dangerous things that we have come across while doing bee removals has been asbestos. But it is a real serious risk to both the technicians doing the removal as well as the tenants that stay in the properties. Now, we always do an asbestos survey prior to the works being done. So if you have a look in a case like this, you can see the white soffit board, and then just above the soffit board over there, it looks like there's a possibility that that could be ARB board. Now, if it is ARB board, it's going to complicate things slightly, but it's not a problem because we do work with asbestos companies that will help us remove the board out of the way, which will then allow us to crack on and get those bees out. So Another risk that beekeepers will not be taking into account will be asbestos. And again, please, I say this with all caution in the world, be careful of it, because it can not only affect our technicians, but it can affect your tenants as well. So please keep that in mind when you are looking at getting your bees removed. So again, another reason why you should use a company like ourselves who specialize in this type of work, as opposed to going the route of a beekeeper. Now, we do realize that it is a bit of an expensive thing to do, but we guarantee you that the bees will be removed, and we also guarantee you that no future bees will come back into that area. So when you're ready, you got an issue, give us a call at Be Gone. We'll sort you guys out. Take care.